Hello, my name is Hassan, and today I wanted to talk about festivals that occur in Indonesia and Thailand. And in this case, I wanted to talk about Loy Krathong and Fahombo. So let's get started with me. The first one is I want to talk about Loy Krathong. Loy Krathong is a festival celebrated annually throughout Thailand and in nearby countries with significant southwestern Thai cultures, and comes from the tradition of making the krotong or buoyant decorated basket, which are then floated on a river. And also many Thai people use katong to thank the goddess of the water. As we can see here, the name of the goddess is Prame Kongka, or to worship the Buddha's hair pagoda in heaven. Also, this festival can see the traces of its origin back to both India and China. Loy Krathong takes place on the evening of the full moon of the 12th month in the traditional Thai lunar calendar. Uh, thus, exact in the modern calendar is around the month of November. Yeah, in Western calendar, this usually falls in the month of November in the full moon. And also, let's talk about the krotong. So a krotong is traditionally a small floating container fashioned by leaves, which is made to hold a small portion of goods like a traditional dish such as hormok or some dessert. And also, modern croutons are more often made from bread or styrofoam, like this one. This one is made from bread. So a bread crouton will disintegrate after a few days and can be eaten by fishes. Banana style croutons are also biodegradable, but styrofoam croutons are increasingly banned as they pollute rivers and the oceans. And also, croutons is decorated with elaborately folded banana leaves, three incense sticks, and a candle, as we can see in the picture. A small coin is sometimes included as an offering to the river spirits. On the night of the full moon, they launch their croton on a river, canal, or a pond, making a wish as they do so. The floats are thought to have been introduced to Chiang Mai in 1947 and have since been incorporated into Thai culture. Government offices, corporations, and other organizations launch large decorated kratons. There are also competition for the best of these large kratons. Beauty contests often accompany the vesti- festivities, and fireworks also have become common. Yeah, this is the beauty contest, and the Loy Krathong is possibly originated from Angkor in Khmer Empire. Walls of Bayan, a temple built by King Jayavarman VII in the 12th century, depicts scenes of Loy Krathong. A bas relief on the upper level depicts a queen residing on the boat to float the krathong in the river, whereas 6 other royal concubines are depicted below, some of which are holding the krathong and dedicating at the riverbank in a similar tradition practiced by in the present-day Cambodia, Thailand, and other Southeast Asian countries. And also here are some pictures that I took from the Loy Krathong. On the left image here, we can see that people light their krathongs, the three sticks and the candle, so they can float it later. And here in the second picture in the right, we can see some people on the bridge. They getting ready to float their krathong, but uh, I didn't float a krathong because it was too crowded, and yeah, it was too crowded, and I didn't have krathong to float on for. And the next picture, we have the two bridges that I took. I think the local people decorated it so it became a tourist attraction. As you can see here, there are a lot of people there. From the bridge, we can see a lot of krathongs being floated and also a lot of fireworks, but I didn't take any videos because it was too loud and I was scared of the fireworks because it was so loud. I even in fact did use headphones there, but it was a very interesting experience because it is the first time I've seen such traditions like this. So it was unforgettable experience. It was amazing. And the next one is Fahombo. Fahombo or stone jumping is an ancient ritual of Nias Island from North Sumatra with young men leaping over stone walls over 2 meters tall. The tradition was born out of inner tribal conflicts and once potentially deadly as the walls were covered with spikes and sharpened bamboo sticks. Um, this tradition is only practiced by Nias men. So women tend to not do this ritual or festival. So centuries ago, Nias Island was divided into several regions ruled by landlords or warlords. It was not a hereditary position or it was gained by force, but rather through entertainment from the masses. Okay, so uh, formerly, as a tradition that must be followed by men, uh, Fahombo is a maturing ritual to become soldiers in war and a condition for marriage. According to some sources, Fahombo Batu, Fahombo or jumping stone, was also a way of training soldiers to jump over walls during a siege and light the enemy's camp ablaze with torches. And according to some sources again, in the beginning of this 2 meter stone jumping tradition arose when wars between tribes or villages occurred in the land of Nias because at that time each village had its own fort or defense which was quite high in size. So in order to win the war in penetrating the opponent's defense or fort or boundary, it takes a number of people to pass it by jumping. So since then, the Nias tribes have made piles of stones as high as 2 meters, which are intended as jumping training facility for the youth before going directly to the battlefield. And even though the war between tribes or siblings has ended, the Fahombo tradition still carried out because it has become a hallmark or most of the tradition that have been passed down from ancestor and become an inseparable part of the culture of Nias tribe. In this and also in this modern era, there's also a positive side for this Fahombo tradition, which is to attract many foreign tourists and Indonesian residents to see the 2 meter high stone jumping scene so that it is increasingly popular. And then in the ancient culture of archipelago, there was no involvement of physical exercise like modern sports. Indigenous tribe of archipelago generally associated physical activity with tribal practices, generally rituals, arts, physical fitness, and self-defense. And in ancient times, to be recognized as adult men, Nia's youth would try to find rocks more than 2 meters high. If successful, they would become men and join us as warriors to try and marry. Little boys on Nias, have been prepared to take Fahombo turns from the age of 10. Fahombo as ritual is taken very seriously in Nias customs. Boys will jump over the rock to get their adult status. By wearing the clothes of Nias warriors, it indicates that they are ready to fight and as adult men who are ready to take responsibility. In this case, it's marriage. The place where this stone jumping tradition is carried out in specially made place, and each village that often carries out this tradition has its own place which has been used for generations. And during the implementation, it will usually be witnessed by villagers. Then the youths prepared by wearing Nia's warrior clothes were waiting for their turn. When it's his turn, the young man will take a step that is not too far, and then he ran very fast, set foot on a rock as a support, and then he jumped high into the air and passed the 2 meter high stone or this boulder. The young man, when jumping, should not hit the boulder. If you even touch it for a little bit, it is considered to be not successful. So you cannot get your status as a adult man. You cannot go to war, or you considered not ready to get married. So yeah, that's it for all. So I think the conclusion that I can make here is um, the some differences that I can find in Loy Krathong and in Fahombo is meanwhile people in Thailand use Loy Krathong as the way to thank um, of the goddess of the water. Fahombo is more like a tradition that to see that if you are worthy to be a warrior or not. So I think it's like more related to war, but Lekatong is kind of different. It's more like a praying, and also I haven't really see Fahombo in real life, but I really wish to, and it's very rare by now because it's a very old tradition and not many people tend to do it. But for Loy Krathong, it's pretty popular because Thailand is uh, celebrating it each year, even though it's not a national holiday. So I think that's all for my presentation today. Thank you very much.